President Joe Biden hosting the Summit of the Americas got more painful news on inflation today. However, he tried to frame it as not only an American problem, but also one shared by our neighbors to the north and south. White House correspondent Owen Jensen continues our coverage from Los Angeles. Owen.
Tracy, great to see you as President Joe Biden wraps up the Summit of the Americas today. He and other world leaders from the Western Hemisphere continue to be pummeled by persistent inflation. And the president will leave the summit today pretty much the same way he arrived, bogged down by high prices.
Speaking from the Port of Los Angeles, which moved to round-the-clock operations last October, President Joe Biden addresses the latest inflation numbers.
Putin's price hike is hitting America hard. Gas prices at the pump, energy and food prices account for half of the monthly price increases since May.
Consumer prices climbed 8.6% in May from a year ago, the worst number in decades.
I understand Americans are anxious, and they're anxious for good reason. I was raised in a household when the price of gasoline rose precipitously. It was the discussion at the table. It made a difference when food prices went up.
The conservative America First Policy Institute ripped the Biden administration for higher prices, writing, President Biden needs to quickly reverse course on his socialist spending agenda, his war on American energy, and the regulatory assault on American businesses. Meanwhile, from inflation to migration, the president earlier discussed bringing nations together around what he called a transformative new approach.
Each one of our countries have been impacted by unprecedented migration. And I believe it's our shared responsibility to meet this challenge, and I emphasize shared.
President Biden says he wants to crack down on the criminals and human traffickers who prey on desperate people. The White House announced the newly named Los Angeles Declaration has 4 key goals: stability and assistance for communities, expansion of legal pathways, humane migration management, and coordinated emergency response.
Now, under the new migration plan, the U.S. wants to, among other things, increase resettlement of Haitian refugees, improve the efficiency and fairness of asylum at the border, and announce a multilateral sting operation to disrupt human smuggling networks across the Western Hemisphere. Covering the president in Los Angeles, Owen Jensen, EWTN News Nightly.